So what's this, episode 10?
Episode 10, we're live. Still in Australia, man. Still stuck out here.
Still in Australia.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You don't sound too sad about that, bro. You don't sound too sad about that. Life's good.
Listen, man. I mean, for those watching, you can see the background behind me. Life is good. I'm back in a small town called Noosa at the moment. I spent the last 4 days on a small island called Hamilton Island in the Whitsundays. It's like northeastern Australia. Absolutely beautiful, man. So yeah, what's to complain about? Life is good.
Damn. So what have you been doing, bro, all day? You've been hunting outdoors.
Hunting. No, no, no.
Oh, it's Australia, man. Come on now. What
I
have you been
mean,
doing?
there's three main themes, I think, for me at the moment. Number one is the beach. So I've been just beaching, soaking up the sun. I'm starting to get a little bit of color, which is good. Drinking beer, number two. Too much, man. Actually, I'm gaining weight,
What's
but
the, what's the beer of choice? What's the beer of choice? Is there? Don't say
yeah.
Foster.
So
Don't say
no,
Foster's.
no, no. Never Foster's.
Don't
Let's
say Foster's.
set the record straight. Never Foster's. I think here they have a local beer called Heads of Noosa, but
Yeah.
I like a Japanese style beer. So I like the Sapporos, Asahis, so
The
everything in
Asahi's.
that kind of world. What about you? What do you like?
No, listen, I think people listening to this podcast, people that know us, they'll know that we're big beer drinkers. But
Yeah,
for me, Asahi, top beer in the world for me.
agreed.
Always go for an
Yeah,
Asahi. Close second. I love a Madri. It's a Spanish beer, very popular in London. I love that one too.
okay, fair
But
enough.
in terms of the kind of supermarket big franchise beer, for me, Asahi is up there. I'm trying to think, I feel like, remember, during COVID, craft beers were very popular. I think now it's not. That craft culture isn't as popular as
Yeah,
it used to be, right?
well, it depends. I mean, we're both lager guys. I mean, judging by the list that you just gave off there, but the guys who like an IPA, the IPA world just gets ridiculously complex, and there's all these breweries and different
Yeah.
taste profiles, and that's just not me, man. I'm a lager, clean cut, super easy, you know?
Clean cut. No, absolutely. I'm the same way. I feel like it's also a sign of old age. It's less BS and
Yeah.
just give me a simple, good, tasty beer, right? You're just not looking for all these different characteristics. You just want a solid beer.
Yeah, it's just I demand the consistency. So if I order it, I know exactly what I'm getting every single time. But it's bad, man. It's bad for the belly. That's why camera is only neck up, you know. Today
Camera's neck up.
we're working on that, man. When I get back, gonna have to really, really diet hard because
We'll
it's
give
been a
you
lot.
we'll give you until June 1st, and then after that we'll have to do a topless podcast, bro.
Okay. Fair game. Let's do
I'm
it.
just joking. Okay, but last question on beer. I just came up with this.
Yeah, tell me.
Right, it's club record. We're launching a beer. What name are you giving the beer?
Oh, that's an interesting one, you know. I remember when we were in Amsterdam, I was telling everyone, I told Manu I have this dream that one day we have a drink, it's called a club soda. And you can't really call a beer that, but I really like that name because it plays on a drink that I used to have in Ghana. When I was a kid, there was a club soda. It was like a flavored sparkling water, you could say.
Yeah,
But what any ideas for you? Club lager? No, that's too basic, man. Too basic. What do you think? Any ideas?
hop on the decks.
Hop on the decks. Not bad. Okay, okay.
It's trying a bit too hard. What else is
It's
there?
reaching. It's reaching. The thing is, for beer, it's
Uh,
hard. There's a lot of like for like if you're doing like a mixed drink, there's a lot of like, you know, I guess puns you could call it, like club mixer, you know, if that's like a vodka soda or something, club soda. Mm, hair of the club. I don't know. We're
It's a
reaching
tough
here,
one.
man. We're reaching here. Now, let me get back to you on that.
By the next podcast, we'll have a beer name ready for club, and then if you're listening and you have any connections, any contacts, any connection into the beer world, reach out to us, man. You never
Yeah,
know,
let us know.
we might be
Let
ready.
us know.
Um, all right, still in Australia. Are you going to be back in Canada next week? When
Yeah,
can we expect?
I'm back. I got 6 more nights here, and then I'm gonna spend a night in Brisbane before I fly back. So where I'm at is about an hour and a half drive north of Brisbane in an area called the Sunshine Coast. But then, yeah, man, it's a long, long journey home. I was looking at upgrade options today, and I might have to pull the trigger. Honestly, it's just too far, too
Always.
far.
If it's reasonable and it's not gonna put me in a hole, the
Yeah,
upgrade
exactly.
be done. It has to be done because you're going to be traveling 24 hours plus. Yeah, I
Yeah.
wouldn't think twice. I wouldn't think twice.
No, it's long, man. 15 hours to Vancouver, then 5 hours over to Toronto with a layover in between, plus the drive from here to Brisbane. It's just like 30 hours door to door. It's brutal. So I think
Mm.
this time I deserve a bit of a treat, although I've been treated quite a bit up till now, but I got to do it, man. But I'm excited. I'm excited to get home back on the grind. It's obviously always hard to keep up with all your goals, responsibilities when you're on vacations. Part of the
But I
life,
mean,
right?
talk about the time difference because how are you still able to stay connected to the Afro House community and what's going on in Afro House? Because most people that work in our industry are based in Europe, America, right? Completely different time zone. So how are you still able to catch up and yeah, stay in the know?
Look, I'll be honest that I have fallen a little bit behind, I guess, just because of, you're in a little bit of a vacation mode for the first week, and
Yeah.
then time change is difficult, but I'm still struggling a bit with jet lag. I think I'm waking up every day on average 5 a.m., which is an overlap with UK's early late evening kind of. So that early morning time, before the rest of the family is up, gives me a chance to, hop on the computer and the phone, just reply to a few emails, WhatsApp, see what's going on in the community. That's essential. But I don't think I could do this long term. I'd love to live here, but I have a conversation about this all the time with people that if I really wanted to stay connected with the Afro House world, it would be impossible to live out here, unfortunately. And there are some guys. I mean, shout out to Fine. They're down in Sydney, and they've expressed the same problems. It's difficult, man. It's tough.
They made it work. I mean, those guys, but honestly, there's not many people in Australia, no offense to that side of the world, but in Afro House, there's not that many people in Australia that come to mind immediately, right? When you think about Afro House in Australia and what's happening over there. I think Afro House is popular, right? I just saw Hugel and a few people were there and it looked crazy. So it's
Yeah.
definitely popular genre, but when it comes to artists and different figures, it's difficult, right? It's tough.
No, it is tough. And I mean, yeah, it's also like the commercials of Afro House and the guys coming all the way over here. I mean, the flights are just enormously expensive, even just for a basic fare. And then, having to provide all the ground transport accommodations, meals. I think there's a lot of artists who are probably not considered just because commercially it doesn't make sense. But the Australians party hard, man. Let me tell you, like this country, big drinking culture, big going out culture. My only complaint is it's a bit of a grandma society. There's a lot of rules, so bars close early, restaurants close early. But at the same time, it's a society that's very fitness focused, health focused. So, maybe that's a good thing.
Yeah, it's all about balance, right? It's all about balance. I think
Yeah,
I respect it. Also, in my old age, I'm just like, man, I don't need to be out until 2 a.m. I mean, on Friday, I was out with my boys and up until 3 a.m. We went to see and friends here in London.
nice.
But you get home at a inconvenient time, and it's like you can only do that so much because the next day you've got stuff to do. You want to be fresh for Monday and not still feel that hangover.
Nah,
But
that's the thing. It's
yeah,
it's like same for me. It's used to be fine, and but it takes me a few days to kind of get back to that full level of peak performance. So I'm just
Clarity.
less interested in having those later nights for sure.
Right. So let's talk some music releases. Did you do your Friday post last week?
I did.
Oh,
It
you
was a
did it.
struggle. That was tough, man. I was definitely a little bit late in my posting window than usual, but I couldn't miss this one. I actually thought this past release day was one of the best of the year so far. A lot of big names dropping. I mean, starting off the top, Leva K's remix of In Control of Carrie and the Soul and Zhao's track on Sondela. I mean, I love the original, so to get a remix of that finally was definitely special.
Love the original as well, and I think Liver K shared this on his story. One of the best vocals ever in Afro House, and
Yeah.
I don't think we hear enough from Zhao.
Hmm.
I've tried to reach out to him a few times asking for his vocal services and never heard back, so I'm not sure what his situation is, but I think this guy
Really?
be off the grid. Yeah, I think he's off the grid. I think he's might be just, leave me alone type of person. But
Yeah.
the vocals, amazing. I think this guy, one of my favorite vocalists. But Liver K killed it. And yeah, I liked our track Lahala. I think our track Lahala that came out from Ruma and Gio Ibra.
Yeah.
I think it's slowly catching people's attention. It's streaming well. I think today it's on like 3,000 streams, so it's like averaging about 1,000 streams a day. So yeah, quite happy with it. Quite happy with it.
No, it's a really good track. I mean, when you kind of first pitched it today on our team a while back, it's an Afro house track with a more, I guess, Arab house kind of a twist and vocals. Really
Yeah.
good track. I mean, good support, from DJs within our scene as well. I think one really, really solid release from us for sure.
Yeah. What else came out?
We got another collaboration, Jamie and Ape Drums, called For Me. I wouldn't call it Afro House for sure, but solid release. I mean, I wonder if they're gonna keep doing collaborations. I mean, building on 111 and now For Me. I wonder if there's more in the works. Let's see.
A very techie one. I did a TikTok reaction and the caption on my video was, "What genre is this?" Because
Okay,
starts off a bit Afro-y and then the drop is like completely different genre. Um,
exactly. Exactly. No, it's a cool one. Definitely shout out to them too. But listen, there were a lot of really good releases across the board. Impoab dropped an EP called Into the Deep. And the point of this EP is kind of a foreshadowing of sorts into his upcoming album. We were talking about albums the other day. So Impoab's working on an album, and this EP is kind of like a teaser to build into that upcoming album. I think dropping later this year, which I think is a pretty cool marketing strategy, actually. Instead of releasing singles, you drop an EP and then an album.
was that released independently? How did he release that?
Yeah, so all on his sort of his own independent release. He has his own distributor. I was talking to his team about it. No record label, just Impoab himself. Straight upload through his own connection. So I mean, a lot of South Africans are starting to do that now. Impoab's done it. Dark does it.
I respect
Sunel Musician also do it. They're not using labels anymore.
I respect it. Listen, I think there's a lot of control that you give away to labels, but I think as an artist, if you can control your audience and you can manage that process and you know how to do it, you know how to pitch it, you know how to sell your track, I would go for that, right? But I get it, man. I get it. I think in 2026, the defining what a label does and the value of a label becomes harder and harder unless the label is um, visibly valuable. But yeah, I think it's I understand completely that strategy. Makes sense.
Agreed, man. A couple honorable mentions. Kuro dropped an album.
An
Pretty
album,
good called
bro.
She Dropped an Album, yeah. You didn't catch that?
I did it. I did it. She did send us a demo. Didn't work. Didn't quite work for us. But wow, I didn't know
Yeah.
she was. Wow. Okay. Shout out to Kuro. Shout out to Kuro.
Yeah, seven track album. Really good. I mean, it's a good mix of Afrotech and I guess more into that Brazilian kind of sound, which is really cool. And then I think the last few releases that I would touch on for this past week is Medoris in the House dropped a compilation of sorts. Tony Shades Stay. Shout out to Tony Shades. Beautiful song. And then on the
Gotcha.
same project, we had You Were Seen, Fonsa, Jaeger, and Alex Lane dropping a song called Jealous. Really
Jealous is
good.
nice.
Yeah.
Jealous is nice. We got to touch on Magnifique's three-track EP, Sam, Frank Fala, Benja. That
Yeah.
dropped. That dropped last week. I'm sure there was another huge track, man.
So Magnifique actually did a double release. He did Moike and Summers dropped I'm For Real, which I really liked as well. That was good.
For sure, for sure. No, I think, as you say, the level of releases, I think it's consistently good now. Last year there was a lot of kind of slow Fridays. I think this year that level has stayed up. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's strong, man. It's strong, and it's less of that commercial Afro house. You know, we have this conversation every time we do this podcast, but I think the variety, the different styles of productions that we're getting now, it's kind of across the board, right? It's comprehensive. It's what you
Yeah.
need, and it's inspiring because it's not the same shit. It's not the same shit. So that's good. Yeah. Shout out to the scene, man. Shout out to everyone.
Absolutely. I mean, speaking of recent news and what happened over this past weekend, not only releases, Mr. Manu himself dropped some big news.
What happened?
Wavy, what's going on with Wavy, man? Tell us about that.
What's going on with Wavy? Listen, Wavy is a new project, a new venture, a new service that we've started. I mean, I've had this idea for quite some time, and an engineer that we work with, he was looking to be more busy and for more work, and he was like, "Oh, you should think about doing this." And I was like, "Man, I've had this idea for quite some time. Now now that I've got some extra time, I'm motivated to actually materialize it and manifest it." So yeah, I think for the past couple of months, I've been working on this in the background and figuring out the full experience end to end, which there's a lot of different components when you are starting a service like Wavy, which I haven't even explained what it is. So Wavy, what it does is provides producers with track feedback, which is something that I get asked every single day from so many producers, right? So yeah, it's a way for not just myself, but for engineers to monetize from
Hmm.
track feedback. You get mixing and mastering, of course. We do vocal processing. So that's kind of the tier one of Wavy, and tier two is in progress, but we're looking to add other services as part of it. But yeah, I think it's got a lot of potential, a lot of legs. It's not about taking away from other mixing and mastering engineers and creating more competition. Obviously, it's going to do that naturally, but for me, it's more about providing a service that I think is missing at the moment in the market, which is track feedback mainly.
Yeah.
And I think also it's visibility on the progress of a project, right? So a lot of the times when a producer submits a track, the only time that they get an update is when the track is finished, right? So for me, it's like I want to make that process more visible and have a bit of a more human experience and yeah, a more transparent experience, I think, for everyone. But yeah, we launched it. I launched it last Friday. I shared it today. Today's Monday. And yeah, already, man, people are paying, people are submitting. So it's good.
Now, congrats, man. I think man has been telling me about this idea for a while, and big congrats on that. I think the track feedback process, I think, is super interesting. So I'm like starting to work on some new music and sending it around to a few producers, and the different levels of feedback that you get depending on how much attention they're giving to you or not is really interesting, right? So some tracks will say like, yeah, it's a bit more high level. The feedback that you get, it needs a bit more oomph. It needs a bit more decorations, those kinds of things. And then you get some guys who'll say like, oh, there's too much reverb at, 320, tone that down. So I think it's a really, really cool and valuable idea. And as far as I know, not really something that exists on the market as well, man. So shout out to you on that idea.
For
Wish
sure.
you all the best. I think it's sick, man. Very cool.
Yeah, I think now it's all about execution because again, it hasn't been done before. I'm sure there's reasons why that hasn't happened. I'm sure people have
Hmm.
tried it, but you know, when you're getting track feedback, you just want that process to be clear. You have to make again very clear what they're getting back in
Yeah,
terms of feedback and why it's going to add value to their process. But yeah, it's good, man. We've got some decent and experienced engineers in my team, people that I've released and I've got work on big labels, Sony, Universal, Magnifique, our label Club Record, Defected, right? So the credibility is there. I think now again it's all about the execution.
yeah.
And with AI, I'm using a lot of AI tools to make this as good as possible. But it's gonna take time, man. I think I'm giving myself a good 6 months for it to get to a place where I'm like, all right, this is what I had in mind when I first came up with the idea.
Yeah.
But now I feel it's obviously a working model and it works. But yeah, again, even today when I launched it, I was learning things on the go. I was like, oh, I didn't think about this. Let me apply it. So it's ever changing.
But I think that's just part of any new business, right? Is that you gotta get it off the ground, and you've been working behind the scenes for quite a while to get there. But once you're live, you learn, you pivot, you change, you adjust, and that's just the name of the game, man. We had the same
Yeah,
at the
man. I
label.
mean, yeah, biggest thing, I've told you this before as well. It's like at some point you got to put the pen down and just get your hands dirty because
Yeah,
you can create files and do a lot of theory and be in your head and prepare and plan. You got to get
yeah,
it out there and you've got to test it. You've got to get the experience, fuck up, fail, and fix it. So that's where we are now.
love that, man. Love that. So where can we go to check out Wavy? Plug the socials, plug the website. What's going on?
Wavy is available at wavymusic.com. Again, you can get track feedback, and there's two levels for that. There's a comprehensive level, let's say more high level, and then there's a more in-depth. So that's two pricing models there. Mixing, mastering, and vocal processing. Yeah, I think it's probably, yeah, on the same level I would say as Club Record in terms of excitement that I've got. Again, it's something new in the market, something that people need. Again, it's a new concept. I feel like now it's almost like you've got the first early adopters
Yep.
that are getting into it. Yeah, you got to do some education there and really sell it, and then you're gonna get the masses and more people involved. But it's fun, man. It's fun. I'm
That's
down for the
sick.
challenge.
You know what? Actually, that circling back to the beer conversation, I feel like that's a good name for a lager. Wavy lager. There you go. That's the name.
Wavy lager. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not. Well, listen, the branding for Wavy isn't as strong as Club Records. So I was even thinking today, like, merge. It ain't like it's just not as swaggy, but
Yeah.
you never know.
It all takes time, man. Brands evolve. But yeah, shout out to Manu on that. Congratulations again, man.
Or
And yeah, those listening at home, check it out. And yeah, but I mean, listen, something I wanted to touch on, this podcast as well. It's kind of been a hot topic I've been seeing floating around sometimes on Instagram recently is DJ etiquette, more particularly the art form and respect of the opening DJ set, right? Like, what have you been seeing, man? I know Floyd Levine posted a story not too long ago asking his audience, has the opening set lost its art form? There's various elements that we can touch on there, man. But what do you think?
I mean, I think what is the root of the problem? Why are a lot of DJs today not trained or not privy to this etiquette, and they don't have this training, this experience, or this respect for the art, right? Is it
Yeah,
because people now just can just pick up a controller and start DJing in 20 minutes? Is it because people learn how to DJ on YouTube? Do we need to start to educate people on some of these things? And again, nothing happens if you don't have DJ etiquette. Nothing happens. Of course, you might go viral for the wrong reasons, but you know,
Yeah.
nothing happens. This what we're saying now isn't a jab on anybody, right? You can do what you want, but with respect comes with respect for the art comes respect from your peers, right? So, and that is extremely valuable in our space, which is a very community-led, personable space, and these things count, right? How you treat others, how you these little things, these little human things that we do as DJs really count, and it's really DJ currency, I would call it. But no, I mean, I saw over the weekend Live, a DJ from Brazil. He was playing in Courchevel, I think, in France, and
Hmm.
I think he was at a table eating, drinking, whatever he was doing, not sure, with his team, and he was recording himself as he's kind of listening to the track or the DJ playing before him. But the DJ playing before him is playing his track, right? So he's playing the headliner's music, which as a DJ and a DJ etiquette, this is not something that you do, right? You don't play music of another artist. It goes
Yeah.
without saying, right? You don't play music of another artist, especially the headliner, as an opener or warm up. You don't want to play too many hits anyway, right? But when you start playing music of the other DJ, of the headline DJ, that's like a no-go, right? So Malive, this DJ, he recorded this and recorded his reaction, and the caption on the reel was, when you're playing in Courchevel and DJ before you plays your track, and it went viral. So
I mean,
this
look,
this yeah, this part of the conversation of DJ etiquette and how have we gotten to this point?
I think I think that was a really funny one because for My Live, it was also his biggest track. It was Edge of Desire, right?
I think it was Edge of Desire, or what's the other one he's got? One of the two, man.
One of the two. Look, I wonder if it boils down to just being oblivious to the fact that you have to adhere to kind of that respect and etiquette and kind of knowing your place when you're playing the opening slot. But then sometimes I also wonder that does it come from a place of ego, right? Like you're up there on the decks, all eyes are on you. You want that moment, and there are songs that are weapons in the USB that Edge of Desire obviously being one of them. I
Yeah.
don't know. It's interesting, but I definitely think that that art form of building up the energy, in a graceful way to hand it off to whoever's playing after you. It could be the headliner or not. Even if you're starting out warming up the room, then there's another guy after you before the headliner. There's a gradual process that I don't think is respected anymore. Not really.
The thing is, like, you touched on, you want the glory. Is it about
Yeah.
attention? Is it about attention? But it's like, that's not worth it, man. It's not worth it to have that attention for 3, 2, 4 minutes. Like, why would you do that? And also, DJs, man, DJs don't forget, man.
Yeah.
Bro, how many gossip conversations do you and I have on a weekly basis about DJs?
A
Like,
lot. Yeah.
this industry is all about gossip. There's so much gossip that goes on, politics, and word gets around, right? You fuck up once, this DJ, probably as you're doing, they're texting the group,
Yeah.
recording, or like it's word gets out. So I think, not to say that that's the most important thing, but you need to have this in mind and understand that this industry is extremely political and personal and emotional, and
Yeah.
word gets out, and people talk, man. People talk. It's crazy.
So I actually have a story about this happening in Toronto. So Cairo was playing at Saluna This was a couple years ago now, but the opening DJ, I won't say who it is. First of all, he showed up super late. So he only had 30 minutes left of his time slot. And Cairo is sitting right there. There's a booth table right next to the DJ
Right.
booth. Cairo's sitting there. He says what's up to him, hops on the decks, and starts playing. 50% of his set for the 30 minutes were Cairo's tracks. Yeah. And it got to a point, I mean, I was in the crowd, I was just watching, where he told the promoter, like, you got to tell him to stop, right? He played Diakan, he played Shake Shake, which at the time, I mean, that's Cairo's two
Right.
biggest tracks, right?
Right.
So those two, so he played those two, and then yeah, Cairo had to tell the promoter, tell him like to stop. And Cairo comes back to Toronto a lot, actually. He plays like in Toronto 2 or 3 times a year, every year. And that guy's never opened for him again. Yeah.
Man,
So
listen,
that's how
I
it is.
think depending on how drunk I am, I would intervene. I would probably go up to the booth and I don't know, maybe just stop the whole set or fuck up with something. I would do it. I would do it because you've got to learn a lesson and it's got to be a lesson that you don't forget. Like you have to feel it. And it's got to be actions. It can't be a conversation. It's got to be something that happens and teaches them a lesson. Like you remember like when you were a kid and your parents discipline you.
Yeah.
Like
No,
there's got to be
exactly.
something like that you don't forget because some DJs won't get it. So they have to feel it. They have to feel it. And yeah, man, I think to me it's unbelievable. To me it's
So
unbelievable. Yeah.
I've got a question for you. So you're playing a set, and there's either a closer after you, or you're playing right before the headliner. How long before the end of your time slot do you think it's cool for the DJ after you to come put in their USBs?
It's all about the respect, right? If I don't know the DJ, if I don't know the DJ and say I still have 30 minutes left, usually it should be, I think, 10 minutes when you kind of walk up and you make your presence felt. To me, that's
Yeah.
like 10 minutes, right? So say I'm playing until 1:30, around 1:20, 20 past 1, at 1:15, like the DJ is just hanging around in the back. And then like, as you're playing your last track, you turn back or you make a signal to say, you good? What's up?
Yeah.
There's ways of doing it, right? You start with a handshake, hug, and then you can whisper, you can have a conversation to say, yeah, last track, you ready? Whatever,
Yeah.
right? But again, if I don't know the DJ and they're just on some BS, on some bullshit, then you just gotta, I don't know, man. I don't know what I would do, but I feel like you just need to, don't be a pussy. Like, don't be a pushover. Don't. No, but it's true though. It's true though, because I feel like, you need to also stand your ground
Yeah.
and there's a business side to this. But
But you know
again,
what?
it's basis, man.
I think there's a lot of really like, I don't know how you would describe them, but really like trigger happy DJs is like as soon as there's 10 minutes left, 5 minutes of your set, they're like there and they're like, yeah, like I'm ready. So I think there's two sides to it. When you're playing, it's like, okay, you give the signal kind of as you said, you good, man, you good to go,
But
ready to hop
you
in.
see what you're saying, those DJs, 90% of the times they are inexperienced DJs. They're DJs that they just want to play because they want to play for themselves, right? They're not playing,
Exactly.
they're not playing because they're there to give an experience and take their time with it and really perform. They just want to play because they're like, oh man, I can't wait to play this track. I've been thinking about this all day. And they're playing for themselves. They're not
Yeah.
even thinking about the room,
No,
right?
exactly.
Exactly.
Look, I mean, even there's a lot of like, I guess, headliner DJs, local, you could call them, I guess, a local headliner, where I think it's even the same thing, right? I mean, it's easier to play a headliner set in some regards because you just play a lot of bangers, you can go a lot more higher energy. But, building that suspense and that intensity, you know, over an hour and a half, 2 hours for the guy after you, I think just isn't respected anymore. That's long story short, that's what I think.
So, what are some of the things that Wesley G, as a DJ, in a respectful manner, right? What are some respectable actions?
I mean, I'm not that guy that's going to be, super pushy. I'm there right at the time. I mean, if you want to play one or two more songs, go for it, man. If you're feeling that, that energy and you've got that motion of that art form, go for it. But when it's my time to hop on, I'll hang around, and I'm usually the guy who's like waiting for the person before me to be like, yeah, yeah, are you good? Come in, say hi, handshake, whatever, chat for a bit. How was the set? Give some feedback. Yeah, your set was good, whatever. And then same when I'm hopping off. I think usually 10 minutes before my end of my slot, I'll have a look around. Where's the next guy? Let him know what CDJs he can start with. I'm going to leave that one open. Feel free to plug in. And then, yeah, whenever he wants to hop in, just kind of go for it. But I think as well, like it also starts before you even hop on the decks. Like when you're planning your set, you're in that, building your crate and record box. You're kind of thinking of
Yeah.
the vibe that you're building, and the song selection that you're kind of going for as a a rough template for your set. It all starts there, right? Okay, what is my time slot? What kind of music am I going to be playing? And that's looking at vibe, BPM, intensity, all that kind of thing is an even more important part to what you're doing, when you show up, right? It's that intentionality before you even hop on the decks that I think a lot of DJs aren't even doing, right? They're not pre-planning, pre-thinking. I mean, obviously you need to build contingencies, you need more music than you think you need always, depending on how the room is going, but I just don't think people do that as much as they used to.
But also, I think most big DJs that are booked and paid beforehand, to them, it's not that serious, right? If there's any bullshit on the night, they already got paid, so they're not going to
Yeah.
be as feisty, and they're not going to be fighting you, man. They already got their money, they already got their check. If you want to be on some BS and act up, it is what it is. I promise you, man. Like most DJs, they travel so much, and a lot of these gigs, I'm not speaking for every DJ, but a lot of these gigs, for them, they're just ticking the box. They
Yeah,
already
I
got
mean,
paid, bro.
no, that's a whole nother conversation, right? So if you have like, let's say a more, I guess, festival lineup where, your opener to close is all kind of touring DJ caliber artists, right? I wouldn't expect any BS. I mean, they're all well seasoned, lots of time on the road. They know the drill, and I think they
Yeah.
always act respect to each other. Where I see this problem is more on, your local DJ opening for some guy they've booked who's come into town. And we can talk about that another time. Like the local DJ world is
Shitty clubs. I see what you mean. Yeah.
ego
Big,
and
big
gatekeeping.
festivals. Right, right, right. I get you. I
So
get what you're
yeah,
saying.
that's kind of more the perspective I'm coming on. But if you got like, you know, like a deep house Bible lineup, that's the first thing that comes to mind. I mean, from start to close, those guys aren't gonna, behave that way. I don't see that happening.
That's a good point. I think organization is also key. Um,
Hmm.
a lot of these big production events have a dedicated person that their only job is to get the next DJ to play at the right time, right?
Yeah.
At the located time, right? So I think that's a fair point. Organization is key. A lot of the times I've played in so many gigs around the world where you show up, sometimes they don't even know that you're playing. You have to show your ID. You have to just do all these security check things at the door.
Yeah.
You go in, someone says, "Oh yeah, sure, you're playing tonight, fine," and then you go and you've got to kind of manage the whole process. But then you go to gigs where, from the moment you land in that city, they're texting you, making sure that you've got your dinner. Like they're so involved.
Yeah.
But that's a good point. I think organization is a fair point. I think in terms of where do we go from here? How can a new DJ be educated on DJ etiquette? How would you see that one going?
Oh man, that is a really good question. I think I mean, starting with your selection, right? Let's start with the types of tracks that you're playing. Is spend a lot of time on YouTube. There's sets uploaded every day, SoundCloud, from events where you can follow the chronology of how things kind of played out, start to finish, from the opener to the closer, right? And pay
Yeah,
attention to how things are curated from a selection point of view, up and down, building from that opening slot to the headliner all the way to close. And that's also within the structure of your own set. Is the structure of your own set can follow a similar trend pattern, right? Where even if you're opening, you can have a little bit of a moment where things are a bit higher, more intense. You've got the crowd bumping, but then follow how they kind of bring it back down to a level that's appropriate for the guy going on after you. So I think it's the attention to detail on that is something that can be studied and learned. And then as well, just don't be a dick, man. When you're up there, like, we're all humans. Be nice, be kind, be friendly. Like, just don't be an asshole when you're coming on or hopping off. It's really not hard for that part of things, right?
sure, sure. It's all about respect, and you're touching on different etiquette areas.
Yeah,
I think when it comes to DJ set times, know your set time and play for your set time. I think that is unappreciated, especially the opening, closing, warm up, right? All of those different set times are unappreciated, and it's an art to get that right. You're gonna
it
get
is.
so much respect from headline experienced DJs when you're doing your job correctly and you're showing a level of composure and experience and pride in playing the appropriate set for the appropriate time. I think that's a huge thing. I
Yeah,
think there are some key actions as well. I mean, I like to always give the DJ before me a moment and clap for them, right? So as I'm queuing in my next track and kind of mixing that, I'll always kind of filter out and give the DJ before me a clap so that everyone can show him that respect. That's always
that's a good
good.
one. I like that. I like
Yeah,
that a lot.
that's always good. I think it speaks volumes, and I've never had a bad experience with that. It's always nice and appreciated. And again, don't just do it because it should be done. Like, do it with a sense of pride and real emotion.
Yeah,
But yeah, man, there's so many things. I think the list is long again, and it doesn't just apply to behind the booth, right? This can be applied in a lot of different areas when it comes to DJing and the etiquette. But yeah, I think it's not going to be the last time we talk about DJ etiquette on this podcast. Hence why
absolutely
I call
not.
it "Everyone is a DJ."
Yeah,
But yeah, but we'll be here when something else that's uh that's worth talking about happens. Before we go, we had a cool last question that we wanted to ask. I'm gonna go first and ask you, right?
okay.
Let me pull up the question so I don't mess up the. Where is the question? But we had it. Okay, the
The
question
question,
was the
yeah.
question was which track, when you heard it for the first time, you wish you had made.
Ooh, ooh, that is a great question. First of all, the list is long. I think the first one that comes to mind is a track called Tekka. It's by Malooms on Decks and Impoav. I mean, one of my favorite songs of all time. I think at the end of last year, there was a remix from Maz as well. Love Maz, but I preferred the original. I mean,
Version.
that's number one. Are we gonna go one for one here?
Did you see? Were you at ADE when Impo Wave was doing the what do you call it? The track breakdown of Tekka.
I think I missed that one actually. I
It
should
was
have
crazy.
gone for that.
It was crazy. It was crazy. Yeah, he showed obviously how he made the track and blew my mind. Very. I think it might be on YouTube actually. It might be on YouTube. Just check it.
Yeah.
It's
I think it
called
was with Descendants,
yeah
right?
with Descendants. Yeah, it could be on YouTube.
All right, I'm gonna check that out for sure.
Okay.
All right, man. Your turn.
For me, I'm gonna go with Angelos Ages. I'm gonna go for tracks
Oh,
that I think most people are not gonna know and tracks
okay.
that don't have a lot of streams but they should have more streams. Angelos Ages. I mean, Angelos, legendary Afro House producer, one of the pioneers.
Absolutely.
I feel like I play an Angelos track every DJ set that I do, especially in London. But Angelos Ages, that's one. When I heard it for the first time, I was like, damn, damn.
No,
But
he's
also something about these Greek Afro House producers. I mean,
different.
different, man. Even Sensa by Tommy Kimpton. I forget the the artist name, not the remix, the original. Love that as well, man.
Sansa, Tommy Kimpton. No, going back to Angelos, I feel like he's taken a little bit of a step back from touring, you know? But yeah, legendary guy. Legendary guy.
Sorry. All right, your turn.
Next one for me, maybe a bit of a bigger one. Had huge support, especially from Anmi, is a track called Barcetta by Umgido. Big one. Big one, big one. I still listen to that like at least once a week.
Dun, 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 dun,
And
dun,
it's so good when you have that opportunity to play it in your set, depending on the crowd and the time, that is a belter, man. It goes off.
Man, Barca. I feel like, man, when I reviewed that track, not to make it about myself, Umgido, a lot of people were put on Umgido,
Yeah.
right? But I feel like since then, we haven't really heard a project like that or a sound like that. And it's difficult because when you make a sound that it's so different and like progressive, melodic, but at the same time techie, oh mate, crazy,
I
crazy
know.
one.
No, shout out to Amgita. I mean, they also doing a lot of good work with Bridges for Music. So yeah, I think
Definitely.
yeah, they do great. So, but look, it is tough. I think there's a lot of other producers that suffer from success in a way that they feel like they have a tough act to follow. You
It is
know,
tough. Yeah, there's a lot of names. We could even have a whole
different
conversation
conversation.
about one hit,
Yeah,
one for house. There's a lot of that.
yeah,
Let's share one more each and then we can go. Next one, I'm gonna go with The Maya You Are.
mate.
I know that one is popular and it's got 1 million streams now, but that
Doesn't
track,
matter.
nuts, nuts, absolutely nuts.
That was one of those tracks when I heard it the first time. It kind of changes the world for you in a small way, right? It's just you hear that song and it just you expect every song going forward to be as good as that one, and things don't hit as good as that one for a short amount of time. My last one, I always suffer on this pronunciation, but uh,
Jelle.
Murder and Jele, Murder and Vanco, one of my all-time favorites. Heavy hitting, it's emotional, it's rough, and I want to learn to produce like that. You know what I mean? If I could
Mm.
get that energy, that heavy hitting, I got a long way to go. I mean, those guys, are ultra
Good one.
talented, obviously.
That's a good reference track to model your productions after. But also, man,
Yeah,
Vanko's been producing hits for a while, man. Even before
yeah,
obviously money, but he's got productions. Hard
yeah.
productions.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, that look, when you start producing, you kind of know that you're locking in yourself for lifetime, basically. That's how it
Yes,
is,
sir.
man. But that's how we go, guys. That was episode 10 of Everyone is a DJ. As always, we thank you so much for listening. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, rate us on Spotify, and we'll see you next week, same time.
Yes, sir.